Hey, good afternoon, Patriots. This is Dave Corbett, the York County Republican nominee for sheriff, and I wanted to do a video that's really designed for the staff at the York County Jail. So you might call this an open video, where we used to have open letters in the past, an open video for the staff. If you wish to pay attention and you're not the staff, that'll give you an insight to what I'd like to say. But otherwise, this is for the people that are working at the jail presently and also on the road. I want you to know that there are some people inside the jail now who have made it known that they would not vote for Dave Corbett. And the reason for that is because he would hold them accountable for their actions. My friends, there's a reason for that, particularly from the standpoint of safety, to protect lawsuits, criminal activity, and so forth, and to have good order in the jail. And so voting for me is a good thing. And if you're implying that the present administrator does not do that, that's a bad indictment upon him. One of the things I'd like to do with all of the staff at the York County Jail and also on the road, and the civilians that work there, to get to know them personally and to find out where their goals are, how they can be developed even in the workplace, so that they can further their own ambitions and thus help the York County Sheriff's Office and also York County. One of the things I'd like to also accomplish is what is called team management. Now, if you don't know what team management is, I suggest you go talk to the sergeant, who spends most of his time studying rather than being out on the field doing his work. He'll explain to you what team management is, because by now I'm sure he's learned it. And by the way, that activity will end when I become sheriff within York County. I want you to know that all the staff is my best asset. You're trained, we equip you, you've been hired, we want you there for a long period of time. And therefore it becomes my responsibility to do all I can to retain you. One of the things that bothers me right now is a great increase in pay, increase in cost for your insurance. Health insurance costs have gone sky high, and as such you have to pay that therefore your purchasing power for your income has dropped. We need to do something about that. My friends, I'm with you. I want to help you all the way, and something like that needs to stop. I also want to say to you, forced overtime has got to stop. Where you are forced to work a good many hours, you're ordered to work, that needs to stop, and I will do my best to put an end to that. I also recognize that you've had some problems with the facilities at the jail. For example, new showers put in. I've seen those showers, they look nice, they're beautiful. But it was at the expense of the officers because they removed their toilets. Now when a officer has to relieve themselves, what do? Oh, I know some of the male officers do. They run and use the broom closet or the wash closet, relieve themselves in there. But the female officers can't do that. What I'm saying is these needs, basic needs of our employees must be met. And I'm all about doing that. I really am. I want to make sure, even when it comes to disciplinary procedures within the jail, and also on the road, that it stops with me. I'm not going to allow the other people to do what needs to be done as far as sending forth the disciplinary suggestions or mandates or write-ups or whatever. That's all going to come to me. Oh, they'll help me investigate it, they'll look at it, but I'm going to talk with everybody who allegedly has been charged with something, and I want to help them to improve so that does not happen again. So all discipline will end up with me. I have your back. One of the things I like to say is I want to make York County Sheriff's Office great again. We need to change the environment, both in the jail and also in the community, and also with road officers. So I want to have an open door policy. But any time you can come see me and talk to me what's on your heart. In fact, I want to meet with you individually. I'd like to go to your house for dinner. I'd like you to come to my house for dinner. Then we could talk and get to know you and get to know the families. And whatever I can do to help, I want to help you. And I want to say this. In the past, inmates have caused problems upon the officers. Assaults, there have been sexual charges or sexual innuendos. There have been crimes committed against the officers. To me, this is crime. We need to change the behavior of the inmates, which includes correcting them as it is. So I will charge those people. They will end up in court. They'll end up with additional time and record upon them. However, I also have a plan in place to change the environment so that they'll act more civil, if you would, right there in the facility. I also want to improve the quality of food within the jail. I will eat the food myself. And if I don't like it, I'm the test guinea, so to speak. And I want my officers to be able to eat the food that is there. I don't want them going outside and having to bring food in for them to eat there. And my goodness, when I hear that you're eating this food in front of the inmates, I think it's deplorable. This should never be. You're taunting them into bad behavior and into desires that they can't fulfill. We need to recognize that the inmates have needs too. We need to fulfill those needs. So I ask you, as we think about this, I want to really make a difference in the jail. I also want to make a difference in the road. From the road, I want to improve with new patrol strategies. I want to have a different perspective on the use of car. I want to have a commitment or a presence in all 29 towns within the county. We want to be able to have an honor guard so that the York County Sheriff's Office is out there in our parades. We want to make the deputies feel right at home and part of the environment. And we want to be able to bring the community into this. Now, my friends, the only way this can happen is if you vote Dave Corbett for sheriff on November 3rd. So please vote for me. And I also ask that you vote for some of my other friends that I am on the campaign trail with, and I've got to know them quite well. And likewise, you need to get them well. So please, vote for us in November, on November 3rd. And may God help us to make York County great again. Thank you, my friends.